Hi everyone, I'm Jen. I woke up and I wanted to talk about that even though yesterday's vehicle that I saw may or may not be a Mandela effect, it was just one too many pieces of straw that paused, cracked, didn't break my ears back. And, you know, um, if you've watched my other videos, I'm one of the weird emirs who can see body changes. Um, and I can also see car changes. Some of you may remember my first freak out video. I don't know if it was back in November or whatever, where I come out of the store and every car changed. So I've been through multiple changes like that. And what I realize is that I can talk with my friends and they can be in their special car skull head world while I'm somewhere else. And so I've stopped pointing out changes, even the skies. I've stopped pointing out changes because wherever your highest consciousness is, I don't think it's my right to draw you in to the reality that I'm in. I think you should be where you want to be. Now, if you're unintentionally there because our reality's been hijacked, yeah, come this way. But so I wanted it made me think of other things. A couple friends and I we were talking via video chat, and one of them showed us a screenshot of what he saw, and then we realized that the other two, me and the other person, totally saw different words. It was 3 comments, um, and we were trying to figure stuff out. I still haven't made that video, but musical chairs and whatever. But usually the icons are in the same order from what, or I've assumed this all along, that what you're seeing, I'm seeing. And it turns out the 3 of us had 3 different commenters, or in different orders. Anyhow, visually, the Laurel Yanni thing, we get it. Mandela effect is going on, but screenshots up until this point was something we could count on. So anyhow, so that was another thing I wanted to talk about, that I don't know what you're seeing with that what kind of car video that I did yesterday. I don't know if you're seeing the same thing. The new world that I'm in, all the windows, well, I entered a new world where there are all these, I call it crimping, as if you're ironing clothes and then there's a crease. Well, all the cars now have creases, and the latest new world, they have multiple creases or indentations and then what I noticed with one of the latest is that, I'll try to draw it here, is that the bottom hat, of course, when I'm driving, I mostly see the backs of cars, but the shapes started changing. And so most of them would be rectangular on the bottom, and then I call it like a barn house up top. And even the window would be shaped that way. And so every car, even older cars, would be, I get it. I'm not used to it, but I'm accepting that I jump around to where the design of cars is just different. Like all of them have changed. And then, so the latest one, was people's skull were even more teardropped, with this part huge and barely a chin. And if you're an artist, or even if you're not, do you remember those wooden dolls? It was just like an oval block shape, but oval, rounded all around for the head, and then that you could move, like there was metal between the wood limbs and torso, and you could move the wooden doll any position, and that would help you do it. Well, that wooden doll used to be an oval shape, and I mean, look, we have a teardrop skull now. We've had it for me for over a year, but I even did a Are We Turning Into Fairies video way back when, I think with my other channel, but this has been changing a lot for me, and I've seen all of you guys change, and I get it. Not everyone sees every change. I just happen to see the body changes. Like our knuckles are no longer at the base of our digits. They're somewhere in the back of our hand. And I had to ask Jason Christopher, what do I call that part of my body? The back of your hand. Anyhow, I see, even the skull emojis no longer have two teeth. Two rows of teeth. And my theory is because this is narrowing so much that if you had an equal row of teeth, it would look weird. But normally images, cartoon images or drawings are the precursor to what I visually see. So am I being manipulated? Probably. Just like the daggone nickel. If you look at the new one, he looks like a caveman, brow, zombie eyes that are way inside, and the new shape. And so the nickel looks like a zombie man to me. And my apologies to his family if apologies are needed in this reality. Anyhow, okay, and then this will be a visual for what I is the Mandela effect. Multiple experiences are related to our senses of how we experience something, right? So many of you may know that I sense dead people and messages and knowings, and I'll answer a question before it's said out loud. So there's different levels of senses. I just always called it my woo-woo stuff, or happy unexplainable happenings. Like the reason why it's happy, it's like the nose sense. I walked into a Chinese restaurant and there was a smell of gas. No one smelled it. I was a pain in the butt customer who's like, no, you have to check your pilot lights, and they're rolling their eyes. We don't smell anything. Anyhow, I ended up speaking to the owner, and it turns out a machine that was only used once a week had the pilot light out. Now, do I have an extrasensory nose, or did I tap into a reality that it really did, have the gas, the pilot light out? So, but this train, yesterday, I heard a train, and there are no train tracks near here, like for miles and miles away, maybe miles and miles and miles away, but nowhere near here. So I sometimes tap into, I don't know what I tap into. I don't know what this one was. Other times I'll be talking to someone. I was talking to a friend, not on face-to-face, just, and all of a sudden I could smell cigarette smoke, and he's not a smoker. And then I automatically do this because I'm not crazy about cigarette smoke. And then I could smell the nicotine on my hands. And anyhow, so I talked about it, and it turns out he started smoking recently. And I've had that with two others. One was Reese Chardigan. We were talking. I had to interrupt him. I'm like, oh, I smell something sweet, and I tried to describe it. It turns out it was tobacco, and he had just lit up with tobacco. And then my other friend, I was texting him, was not even talking to him, but I guess I was connected with him. And it turns out at that time he had just lit up as well, from what I was gathering. I know these are all cigarette based, but cigarette smoke, not crazy about it. So I'm really aware of it. I, I think many of us experience smelling our dead ones' scent. I do feel like, I'm sorry, I'm getting notifications. I do feel like when my grandparents visit, it's a combination of smells, because I can always in my mind say, that's someone who just walked by me that might smell that way. So for my granny, it's the scent from the soap that she used to use, and then the musty dust from the linens. She did not have a lot of company, so when we came to visit, they were washed and then put in the closet, but they would sit there. So that's I smell both. And And then my grandfather was a combination of being in the garage, and he was a smoker, so a cigarette smoker. By the way, Jack Palance was spent time with him in the garage. That's a big family story. And I believe he died more than once for me. But anyhow, morning rambles. I'm okay. That was just a... oh, you didn't even hear the video. I put music over it, but I just snapped. I was already having a hard day. Oh, this 3D world, when people talked about these people doing ridiculous thing as if it were on purpose, I just spent 2 days of that. It's like I'm sorry, people. I know you're people. I know you've got a soul. It's just maybe your higher selves are somewhere else. Just like my higher self is somewhere else for other people. And anyhow, I just felt like I was in a cartoon where they were factory workers with different coats on, playing their parts. And then if I would talk, oh, that doesn't work because I'm playing my part. I don't have the script for anything further. All I was trying to do was get glasses, and no, I ended up not getting glasses. And so when I came out of the eye shop, my world of cars had changed again. And then when I saw that VW Bug, the Beetle, and then it wasn't, it was just too mad for me that I lost it. So you didn't even hear all that part. I put music over it. But anyhow, I just wanted you to know that I'm okay. I just freak out every once in a while about all the changes. And those of you who are thanking me for acknowledging that I'm able to still stay up in it, I do feel like those of us who keep our heads up here are, I don't know what, we're crazy enough to do this race marathon. All right, oops, 12 minutes. I love you all. Mwah.